In the place where everybody knows your name, laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two. In this cozy bar, where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you let me know? That'd be just swell. Where are we? There's always something. There is always something. No, not that one. That one. Hello Mandy, nice hat. The famous hat. Thank you. There will be sneeze breaks. Just warning you, there will be. I can tell them. I can tell them coming. There will be sneezes. Cheers. Jukebox, yes. Other stuff. Other stuff, there you go. Is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else. There might be. Sure, I don't know. I'm from Donegal. The bitrate is too high for Twitch. I don't know why that is. Let's go into the settings. I'm going to push buttons now live. Output. Maximum output is below. Don't get it. I do not get it. I just don't get it. Yeah, maximum output is below the maximum output allowed for Twitch. Don't know why it's being stupid. Football, yes, football. We are avoiding that for the time being. Brilliant tune. Proper brilliant tune, mate. Proper brilliant tune. Oh. There's lots of football on tonight, isn't there? Including the big one. Bournemouth v Ipswich. Steve-O and Helen, too, of course, the Norfolk correspondent, doing remarkable work in the field. And Ruby Roo. Number one helping hound. It's like a helping hand, only they run round more. Oh man. Well, the sky looks nice. The sky looks rather nice out there. Still really light. How lovely is that? I am exhausted though. Genuinely exhausted after yesterday. That and the fact that I woke up early this morning. Far too early. I needed a pee. I needed a pee. So I woke up really early. Jess was into work early. The car passed its MOT. Not an advisory, not an issue at all. Sailed through. which is great. So we're now legal for another year. Happy days. I've spent enough bloody money on it, so I'm expecting that. But I forgot to send. I'll send Ian a text tomorrow. Just let him know the good news. It's flown through, man. It's flown through. So what happens, you see, if you have a look at the car that I own now and have a look back at because you can do this, you can go online and have a look. Previous MOTs. There's always advisories. There's fails and advisories. Until it came to me. It came to me with a fresh MOT, but with advisories on it. And then since I've owned it, it's come through the MOTs without an advisory because I've spent the money on it. So if you get a car like that, spend a few quid on it and get it done by a proper Mercedes expert, a Mercedes specialist garage, someone who really knows what they're doing. It's spot on. I also use premium diesel, not Kuchen diesel. So it's as clean as it possibly can be. And hopefully that means it's going to last for a while longer yet. I've seen some of them. This is just over to 105,000 miles or something. And I've seen them doing 220 odd if they're maintained. So hopefully that's it. All I need to do at that point is new tyres occasionally, brake pads, brake discs. Nothing spectacular. A service every year. I don't do a huge amount. No. Not a massive amount of miles. A lot of it, well, most of it is around town, unfortunately. I could do with doing a bit more of a run out regularly. Once a month or so. Just take it down the motorway. So, yeah. But it's doing well. It's looking after me because I'm looking after it, I think. Yin yang and all that. If you haven't got a Mercedes, Mandy, do not take it to a Mercedes specialist. But whatever your car is, if it's some kind of premium model, take it to a specialist. They charge a shitload more money, but per hour. But the thing with a specialist is, an average meat and potatoes garage might spend 10 hours looking for a fault and then charge you 10 hours worth of labour. Whereas a specialist knows what the problem is before you even finish telling them what the problem is. They will just go in, fix it, and it'll take them an hour and a half, 2 hours. So even though it's more expensive, it's cheaper. You're paying for the experience, the years of experience and the knowledge. I'd much rather do that. And it's still got full history now, my car, full service history, majority of which is with Mercedes specialists. So if I did want to sell it, I'd get decent money for it, but I'm keeping it. I will run it into the ground and hopefully that'll be in about 10 years' time. Unless the lottery comes in at some point this week. But even then, I'd still keep it anyway. Because it's special. Special. You don't drive. Be thankful, but also you're missing out. It's a wonderful thing to happen when you get your legs back. Even yesterday, just took my dad to the hospital. Went for my little drive to the beach because I could have a walk around the beach. As long as my car's there, I can get home. I'm not struggling to get back home. Have I got a pour with tyres? I have somewhere, haven't I? There you go, yeah. But they're really good. If you are struggling to walk like I am, it's good. It's good having it. Yeah, spending 500 quid on parts it didn't need, just a troubleshoot. We've tried this, we've tried that, and we've tried that. Whereas someone who knows what they're doing just goes, yeah, we've had this before 100 times. It will be this. And we've got the parts in place, used parts, to check whether or not that is the issue. And as soon as we realise that it is, or we can tell that it is, that part will come off, a brand new part will go on. and we will only charge you for what we use. Casper, how you doing? And I know with Ian, when I first got the suspension work done, I was quoted over £1,000 for it. And then on top of that, an issue started cropping up with the engine. So I thought to myself, here we go, it's £1,000 already, it's going to be another £1,000 to sort out the engine. And yet, when it come to pay for it, it cost 900 and odd. I was like, how have you managed that if the initial quote was for £1,000? And he said, well, I managed to save you some money on parts. What? So he could have kept his mouth shut and kept the extra money, but he didn't. He passed the saving on to me because he'd made enough out of it. So, well, I can trust him. He knows what he's doing. He's sped up with certain things because he's done it before. I will continue going back, and I'm quite happy to spend the little bit extra money on it because it's worth it to me. Not to anyone else, but for me it is. So I'm happy with that. And of course, it takes Jess to work of a morning, it picks her up. It takes my dad to the hospital, it takes me to the hospital, it takes me to the beach. It'll take me to the dogging car park for the streams, summery sunset streams. Absolutely 100% true there, Steve, yeah. Mandy doesn't drive apart from the fella's mad, wild with desire, obviously. Have I heard from Thomas if he got the job? I have heard from Tomash. He doesn't know if he's got one or not. But hopefully there's, I don't know, it seems positive at the moment. We'll just have to wait until he finds out for sure if there's a role. But you might be around himself in a bit, so yeah, you never know. Mad or mental, both. They're not mutually exclusive, are they, Monday? That's a canny drop. That is a canny drop. Oh, I am tired. It's the heat as well, isn't it? The heat. The heat does it to you. So I'm led to believe. I was lying on my bed earlier. I had to have a half-hour lie down just to try and have a bit of a stretch and sort myself out. I could easily have fallen asleep. Dead warm, tired, quiet. That was the other thing as well. I had no music on, no audio books, nothing, just quiet, no telly. So I could have easily I could have been there now, still asleep. But I stayed awake. Commitment, man. It was a hot one today. It was 18, was it? 18 degrees, I think it was at one point. And even this morning, it was, I don't know, it wasn't cold. It was fresh. We'll say fresh. When I got in the car. And I put the heaters on. Because it needed them. But as soon as it was time to take the car back down to the MOT station, air conditioning down to cold. I had the windows open as well. Decent tunes blaring. Lovely sunny day. The fields look amazing. All the farmers' fields. There's daffodils everywhere. There's wildflowers in some of the places. Horses getting trained. There's a dog trainee place as well just down the road from us on the way to the MOT station. So there's loads of animals, loads of people. Everyone looked happy. Even the horses were smiling, know what I mean? So it looked a nice day. This seems to be the actual turn of things, and I know it's dangerous to say that in the UK. Just feels like the turn of things. We might have a few more cold mornings, but in general, it's going to be alright. Yes, why give him a different job? That's the only problem with that. a very wise friend of mine, Triple H, Henry Henderson, lovely, lovely man. He's quite an experienced chap. He's older than most of us, but really, really top fella. And he was talking to some of the youth, giving the wisdom of his age. And he was talking to some of these the kids in our place who are knocking themselves out. I want to get promoted. I'm doing more work than anyone else. And he went, you're never ever going to get promoted as long as you've got a hole in your arse. So what do you mean? My stats are better than anyone else. This. So think about it. If you're working at Ford's and someone is making 10 cars a day and someone is making 1 car a day, who do you promote away from the coalface? Who do you promote away from that line? The person who's making you 10 cars or the one who's only making you 1. You're going to take the one who's making you 1 and try and train him into being a manager and get more people in that make 10 cars a day. You'll be kept on the assembly line for the rest of your life. And he was right. You need to show willing. You need to show that you're capable, but also you can't be smashing too much work out of the park, otherwise they'll just keep you there constantly. And Henry wasn't completely sure I was capable of doing any kind of job when he first came in because of my attitude. And then very soon afterwards, he spoke to me and went, you really know your stuff, don't you? Yes, I do, mate. I told you I did. At which he laughed. So, yeah, you really do. Right, I will come to you with my problems. Well, thank you very bloody much. Yes, you are welcome. Top fella. I like people like that. The ones who can talk to you honestly. Steve, you fell asleep around 5 o'clock on the sofa and woke up at 10. Went to bed and slept until the alarm went off at 6. You must have needed it, mate. You must have genuinely needed it. Point walls while the sun... Paint walls while the sun shines. Was that point? Point walls while the sun shines, yes. Not paint. Can't beat your minus 0.4. No, it wasn't minus this morning. It was about 7 degrees, but it was just fresh. Het was een beetje vers, zeg. Ali, 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 oh. The Piggly has been dinged. Everything's slowly turning green. It's lovely, isn't it? So someone taking a load of horses out into the field. It just, not everyone's into it, but there's something life affirming. The sun is life giving. Without the sun, we wouldn't be here. But just the grass looks greener. The trees look greener, the bark looks browner, the horses look happier, the animals just look more upbeat, people look more upbeat. There's just something about it. I quite like it. I like it. You are full in the sun, we don't need that. The line goes off too quick and it's slowing you down, what a pain in the ass. Even with the wet Hessian. It's a proper bar lake. You're about 5 foot off the ground. That's enough, isn't it? It's more than enough being 5 foot off the ground. Where you're baking completely. Man, he just started book 11, so that's 10 done. 10 down already. Fair play to you. Over there, the 14th of April is always an event, as that's when the cows go into pasture. People come to watch. Oh, it's lovely, that's nice, that. They jump for joy. Oh, brilliant. Is there a name for it? Have you got a golf brolly? We've all got golf brollies, haven't we? Every household has got at least one golf brolly, normally with some kind of pub marking on it, Guinness or Heineken or something. Doesn't stay wet for long. Oh. Wrong button. Wrong buttons were pressed. Wrong buttons. That shows you how tired I am. I am Jeff exhausted. Cows, cows when they're happy, do have a tendency to jump, don't they? They do seem quite upbeat. Anyone thirsty? Get your orders in, come on. Get your orders in. I'll have a boozeless booze. Bir amaretto ferro. That was some walk I did. It was brilliant. It was so nice. I thought it looked okay on camera. It looked even better to the naked eye. Chwache. There's your chwache. Isn't that looking fantastic? There will be more beach walks. Hopefully next time I'll take the better camera. I only used the Osmo Pocket 3. It's still a good camera, to be quite honest with you, but I only used that one because it was easy. It was just small, easy to carry. And if I needed to, I could have thrown it in my pocket out the way. Next time I'll take the proper camera with me. We'll see. Go to Waynesdale at some point as well in the next sort of 10 days. Don't think you've got a word for it, but all the ecological cows go out and run. You see the happiness in their lovely bovine faces. There you go. A happy cow is a contented cow, is a productive cow. Much better than Jess, the miserable cow. She was quite happy this morning, actually. The difference between starting at 7:45 and 8 o'clock is remarkable. Tom Pemberton, the YouTube farmer from Lytham, as hundreds of people go to the farm shop and watch the cows come out for the very first time every year. Lytham, is that up by us, Lytham? Lytham St Anne's, or is that another Lytham? Because Lytham, Lytham, as in Lytham St Anne's, falls within an 8-mile radius of my house. Have a guess how I worked that one out. Blackpool's about 9 miles. Lytham is 8 miles. 8-mile radius, man. A breezer with white tea and raspberry. Of course you can, of course you can. Steve's usual. Some horsey wind pumper. Get yourself on the outside of that. Go ahead. Are they that happy they try and jump over the moon? Oh, wouldn't that be grand? Lytham St Anne's, right? It is literally just over there. From where I am, when we're down by the beach, you can see Lytham St Anne's, which is this side, and then Blackpool is a little bit round the corner. So you can see Lytham very, very easily. That is within 8 miles. To get there it takes about an hour and a half though, because you've got to go all the way through Preston. Because it's on the mouth of the Ribble, you see. So instead of going that way, across the water, all the way in that direction, to come all the way back in that direction. In that same time, I could get to Mount Pendle, the Clwydian Range. Not sure I could get to Urwydda. I think that's a little bit, I'd have to go around the corner for that one. Or Yorkshire Dales in the same time. Mad. Possibly even, no, maybe not. Possibly the Peak District, but the Stockport end of the Peak District. Loads of really close places, genuinely. The lakes can't be that far either. I think they're probably about 2 hours rather than an hour and a half to get to, but there's so many good places to get to. Once the health improves, I will start getting out more. Seeing people on YouTube, the people I watch regularly, out and about, just, I was going to say it annoys me. It doesn't annoy me at all. They seem so happy. The places they go to are amazing. And I don't even get frustrated that I can't do it myself. It's time. The time will happen. I will get there. But it's acting as a bit of a carrot, not a stick. Not to beat myself with, but it's definitely a carrot. They always jump over the moon, they always come back down again. Because they can't stand the moon, there's no atmosphere there. That's still the old one, I know. I have had no energy. I need to write all this down. Which pages? It's going to be slide 1 and slide 2, isn't it? Drag on and then size. I write down exactly what I need to do. Which pages, when to download them and where to put them. Which I've not really had a chance to. The last last couple of weeks has just been really weird. Fitting lots of stuff in where I shouldn't be fitting things in. But sure, it'll be grand, so it will. I smashed my steps target yesterday as well, which is why I was absolutely exhausted and full of cramp. But I'll get over that, won't I? I will change it, Mandy, I will do. They're happy to go to the barn because the farmer has the radio set to conservative talk radio 24/7. Yeah, that's to make the meat more tough. There's no Wagyu if you listen to that kind of shite. Yeah, I wouldn't go metal detecting with one good hand. It just seems a little bit difficult, I would have thought. Unless, I wonder, could we rig a metal detector to me foot, to me good foot, so that when I'm walking forward, I can sort of slide forward like a speed skater and then just jump down and dig. Cows jump about, even with fresh bedding. They love fresh straw. Oh, there you go. Is it because someone's looking after them? Is that what they do? Just love us, love us. Man, you wouldn't go metal detecting with 3 good hands. There must be loads around you as well. You are surrounded by history. Must be under your feet. Fucking stupid thing. Oh, man. That looks like it was a lovely sky tonight. We should have streamed from down there, shouldn't we? How's everyone with work? Steve-o? Yeah, the view the other day was fantastic. Lovely, lovely views. How's R. Ellen and Rubes? Are they sound? Did they sound like? You worked on a farm with Hereford cows, and even in December they got too hot, so you had to shave them down the back to the tail because they get warm, then wet, then they get the cold. Right. You had one bull weighing over 1,400 kilos. The Herefordshire bull is quite famous over here. There was Hereford Football Club. I can't remember what the name of their nickname is, but they had a bull that used to come out before the start of every game, get walked around the pitch. Massive thing. Is their nickname the Bulls or the Bullocks? We need to check this out, don't we? They went out of business though, so I don't know if it's the same. My dad played against them. Right, here we go. They are nicknamed the Whites after their predominantly white kit, or the Bulls after the Hereford cattle breed. Here you go. And the badge, I'm going to show you this. I'll show you the badge. There you go. There's the Hereford badge. It's a bull. Hereford were the team that Ronnie Radford was playing for when he scored a winning goal against Newcastle in the FA Cup, which is one of the biggest upsets in history. Did you know that? Right, oh no. Again, I wasn't joking when I said this. They've got a bull mascot. They have got a bull mascot. Someone in a bull costume. But that's genuinely what they do. You used to take a proper live bull around the pitch. Or a live cow at least. Fucking mental, mate. Mental. Chicken Oriental. You prefer a couple of clouds, a bit boring, just the sky. Funnily enough, Joshua Morrison, or Johnny Mozza as he goes by on YouTube, did one of his videos about sunsets, and he was talking about that. It's nice having a sunset, having a plain sunset, but having some cloud is much better. I have a feeling someone might have scored. Ellen's tired, you're doing more than usual because of illness in the workforce. Glad to hear it. Not that you're tired, but glad to hear that you're picking up the slack for other people. Never ever in doubt. Every company, every firm, every shop, every building, every doctor's surgery, every farm, everywhere needs people that jump in and help a little bit extra. That's how things keep. That's the British way, the British bulldog spirit. Oh man, sneezing. They are huge. Wouldn't mind a bull show pre-match. I'd be a little bit worried in case they saw any Spanish fans and thought, yeah, get in there, get amongst them. They are stunning. They're absolutely stunning. Look at his little face. Aren't they gorgeous? Aren't they gorgeous? You could seat 4 to 5 average men on the back of one of those, but don't do it. No. It's only a bull, you townies. We don't have bulls, that's why. We wouldn't be used to having stuff like that going past. Whereas we're used to people dressed all in black on the back of scrambler bikes with Uzi submachine guns and things like that. You know, yin yang, potato, tomato and all that stuff. We get more nervous about bulls than we do about North Face ninjas. Stow, no. I'd settle for 0-0. I'd settle for a draw. But we will get beat 6-0. You're from the countryside, still got to love a creature like that you do. All the animals, doesn't matter what they are. Whether they're horses for people to go over and have a quick look at. Donkeys, we've got donkeys just down the road. Loads of kids go and feed them carrots and stuff like that. Or whether they're actual farm animals to be slaughtered. They're still lovely things. My daughter went to see alpacas yesterday. And the conversation that they had was quite interesting. What's the difference between an alpaca and a llama? An alpaca is a llama with an afro. I didn't realise that. I thought maybe there's a slight difference in, I don't know, lineage. I don't know, maybe. DNA slightly different. No. Literally just a llama with an afro. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, yeah, same point as before. The more you do, the more you're expected to do. Yeah, it is, unless you've got good management. If your manager's good, then you're all right. We had a fantastic boss. We could have took him to The Hague, to be honest with you. He was an evil bastard. But we would hammer the work. If you had a deadline, he would basically be whipping us and chaining us and fucking get on with it. And as soon as he'd finished, he went, right, you've done fantastic today. We're finishing early and we'll go in the pub. And he'd buy around for everyone. I'd sit there and let people moan. He said, not asked, moan all you like. But that needed doing today and you've done it. So it was proper yin yang with him. I like that. You'll work for people like that. Oh, that was the commentary after Ronnie Radcliffe scored his goal. Look at his face. Just look at his face. I forgot about that. I thought you meant the bull. Look at his face. Circus lived in your town before you were born. An older cousin out at Cheetah. Got in a little bit of trouble there, did he? Yeah. Well, the circus doesn't really have animals nowadays because people get sick and tired of it. They don't like animals being hurt anymore. Whereas, the circus owners probably think more clowns, more acrobats, less animals, less hassle. Jackie Lewis, what about you? How are you? You alright? Llama, alpaca, one does the hawk to it, they do. Don't get too close. You can hire llamas, can't you? Just dial a llama. I think I've read that somewhere, I'm sure I have. A good boss would hire a temp. Not all companies can hire temps. For example, when you work in the civil service, you can't. You are stuck with the numbers you have. And if you make the most of it, then you make the most of it. But you also look after your staff at that point. You've done 3 days work in one morning. I am not expecting you to go back and start smashing targets everywhere. You've done what I wanted you to do. Let's go and do some team building. Because that's all you can do in that situation. But, yeah. Are both from South America? That's a really good question. Shall we have a look? Shall we Google it? Llama, yeah, is a domesticated South American camelid. The alpaca is a species of South American camelid. So yes, they are. Alpaca versus llama. Here we go. Alpacas and llamas, both South American camelids, share similarities but have distinct differences in size, face shape, ears and fibre quality, with alpacas being smaller and having finer, shaggier hair than the larger, coarse-haired llamas. There we go. We did not know that, but now we do. So they are similar, just not the same. You've got a circus near you for Easter holidays? We had one a few weeks ago. Anyone know where you find the faces, etc. on a Samsung? Depends on what you mean. You mean the emojis, yeah? You've got a new job, Steve Jobs. A coffee. A coffee for that there, a Jackie. My throat's going knackered here, man, already. Kev, how you doing, bud? Just a quick and off to the races. Enjoy, good luck. Good luck with the book. You want a coffee? Would you like a coffee? Grab a coffee, we'll have a talk. I am going to sneeze again in a minute. Just warning you. Sounds like they're describing the difference between you. Yeah, exactly, Casper, we are. We are the same species, only one has longer, more luxuriant hair, and one is taller and looks like a melty-faced mess. It's me, by the way. The smiley faces. Yeah, they're in the same place they always were. Emojis. Did you take your phone back and get the bigger one, Jackie Lewis, or do you stick with the one that you got? I still haven't phoned up about mine as well. I need to ring up. Possibly if I pay off the handset. Because I've got this wanky thing now where you get a 2-year contract and a 3-year handset loan. If I pay that off, I'll upgrade. And then not bother doing 3 years for the handset next time. Just do it all in 2 years. Oh man. I'm getting so close to sneezies. Either just above the keyboard for regular, in chat bar for pink hand. There you go. There's a box in the chat box to tap, and then you have to go to the bar above. Have I not got a Samsung? I've got about 6 of the bastards. I've got loads of them. Stuck with the one that you got. It depends on whereabout you are. Where are you when you're trying to put faces in? What app are you using? On here? On YouTube? WhatsApp? Emails? Where? Where are you trying to use it? It's because you're asking about smiley faces, of which you know nothing whatsoever, you miserable bastard. I'm only joking. Moaning Jackie. I don't know, which app are you trying to use to put smiley faces in? Come on. That would help. Why am I getting so many messages, man? There's no need. LinkedIn can fuck right off as well. I don't even use it. Bellends. Oh, hang on. Salford Red Devils have released a statement. Oh, that was last week. This is shit, man. Bullshit. Yeah, which app are you trying to put these messages in? Jaggy Lewis, whereabouts? Because then we can try and work out where they are. I should have most apps on this phone. They do look nice, those new phones though, the S25. I will have to use the Ultra, S25 Ultra. And I might have to get the 1TB storage. Because once you go around filming absolutely everything, your phone soon gets full up. Especially if you're using 4K files. And then what you do is, you download them from your Osmo Pocket 3 onto your phone. So it takes up loads of space. But then all of those videos get put into one video, which then you have to render onto your phone, which then doubles the amount of space you've used. You know what I mean? I should do it on my laptop, but even that will take up so much space. I like doing it on my phone because I can do it in the car, or I can do it while I'm piss-balling about on the sofa watching the telly. As you can tell by the fact that my videos don't have much editing in them at all. An S25, you can't find the faces, etc. Do a screenshot and send it to me. What app are you using now? What are you trying to send? In what place? Are you WhatsApping, Facebooking, YouTubing? Where are you trying to send these faces? Because each one has their own little button to press first, you see. There's no button that you can see. It will be there somewhere. Yours is old, but do you not have a face anywhere in the chat box? You should do. There should always be a little smiley face in the chat box. Always. Right, have a look. Right. I would say there's two options there, to be honest with you, Jackie Lewis. Either the smiley face where it says chat, or beneath where it says chat, the smiley face. Both of those will have smileys on. That's where your smileys are, your faces. There's two faces there. The one on the darker side, the darker half of the screen, is probably the one that you do to use the pink hand. Whereas the one on the lighter side is your normal, just everyday, normal emojis. That one there, or that one there. Piggly there. As soon as you write the symbol on chat, disappears and you don't know where to go. At that point, press reply or enter and it should appear. But that's where they are. Let me have a look. So it's on YouTube. It's on that there YouTube there. Hang on a second, would you? Live streams. I have to go into my own live stream here now. On my Samsung. You see that? I'll do that again. I've pressed in the chat bar. I'm using the one on the left, just below it, just below where that blue ball is, and that brings up my faces. And let's show the chat some love. So I'm clicking on the love, and then the little arrow to the right of the smiley face puts it in the chat. What are you doing, lad? And then we'll try the other one. See the smiley facey smiley face, the one that's in the chat bar thing comes up with these. So we'll do some popcorn for everyone, and then we'll press that for everyone else. But that's where it is. Those two should be all right. They disappeared when you write. They'll be there. Just try and press send. See what happens. Samsung as well. 0-0 half time. Seckle for that. I'll seckle for that. Where else is... Stop coming up with fucking llamas. I've looked at too many llamas now. It keeps suggesting llamas. What are you doing wrong here? Hang on, we're pressing buttons and not even my own fucking buttons here now. Might be something on general management on settings, it could be. I'll have to look into that for you. I'll see if there's anything that you need to tick or untickle. Untickle. Don't untickle anything. Unless it's the tum. Tickle on the tum. Bad tackle by Tarkovsky in the 12th minute. Should have been sent off but got away with it. Good. They're always getting away with it. Like when the first few minutes of a derby at Goodison, Van Dijk went in and put a tackle in on James Rodriguez, and it was announced on BBC on the live chat as being the daddy, showing you who's the daddy. And then a bit later on, he went in for a challenge with Pickford, and his knee exploded, and then it was all violin music and everyone wearing black for about 6 months afterwards. Fuck him. Jackie's now singing Beatles songs. Help. I need somebody. Help. Not just anybody. It could be. There could be something that's either checked that shouldn't be checked or unchecked that shouldn't be unchecked. But I don't know. See, mine's working, so these are the kind of things that you never learn unless something goes wrong, at which point you're having to jump into all kinds of menus, aren't you? I don't know. Man, he sent a hi to. Sent a hi to. See if that helps. And if not, once you start writing in, the face disappears. Have a look along. There's also 3 dots, which can then open the rest of that line. It might be in there. It might be hidden in there. If I had the phone in my hand, I'd probably be able to work through it, but it's a bit difficult from here. Is there nobody in the car park that can help you? You know what I'm saying. Oh, bins, isn't it? Bins. That's why there's noise. Bin day tomorrow. We even had someone come round with the grid cleaner. Those little grid cleaner machines. They come round earlier. Are they after a tip or something? Wales gone mad. Ginger's crossed, it works. Jean-Gier's crossed. Let us know. Let us know if it works, or absolutely destroy the chat with emojis. Anyway, Piggly Ding, if anyone else wants to get behind the bar, let me know. We can do that. We have the power. Yeah, I'm going to have to get down the beach again, aren't I? See if that fella's there again. The old couple that were in front of me were talking to the cockle picker. I might go and say hello next time. Jackie, go outside and grab your nearest teenager and get them to help with the phone. With the phone. Know what you're like. You've done 2 shifts this year. You put your feet up. You chill. Chill, Mandy. You've done too much already. Cheers. Oh, man. Please, please, please let me stay asleep tonight. Don't wake up at stupid o'clock in the morning needing a pee. The curse of being an old man. You don't mind being behind the rally? Oh, no worries. Just giving someone else the option should they want to. That's all. That's all. We know you're a good one. Oh, he's not a cockle picker, he's a cockle picking son. Picker's son. Funnily enough, back in 1983-ish, we went for a day out in New Brighton, which is on the Wirral, on Merseyside, just with a load of the family. Bored, let's go to New Brighton, so we all went, and ended up helping someone getting cockles. At the time, in the Netherlands, the place where we lived was called Cocklemanlanden. So I became known as the Cockleman of Cocklemanlanden for a while in my family, which is better than some of the other things they've called me. That was interesting, that. I had no interest in doing anything like it whatsoever, but it was actually interesting. Easier to say than type. Foxtrot Oscar Jeff. Well said, he needs to actually. It's a good job it's not Sunday, otherwise I'd have to make more stuff, wouldn't I? Ali Alio, what's wrong with the pier that I was underneath and I was talking about? We had the storms a few years ago and it ended up being a little bit damaged. And when the people came out to assess the damage, they found a load more damage. So at the moment, it's not safe for people to be on. And it's going to cost the best part of £20 million to fix. So it's in a state where we can have thousands of people walking up and down it every day. Just now trying to find the money to do it. In a stupidly rich town. They can't find the money. Knobheads, man. Knobheads. Start taxing billionaires. You can pay for all kinds of stuff. All the roads would be fantastic. Like, they'd be like sheets of glass. I seen a thing earlier on. Funnily enough. Like, I know I say funnily enough all the time, but it was funnily enough. Here's me talking about Southport Pier yesterday, and we have, our Steve, our Helen and Rubes Chroma Pier cropped up on my timeline. There's an issue with that as well, isn't there? Some money is needed to sort that out as well. Be cheaper to build a new pier. Probably would be, to be honest with you, but it's the second longest iron pier in England after Southend. It was longer by about 3/4 of a mile, but part of it fell out. It was burned down and fell into the sea. But it's just, there's history to that thing. It's our social history. It's a seaside town. Look after these places. Once they're gone, aren't they? There's no getting them back. Fix the things. Disclaimer at the start, walk on this at your peril. one person loses the ability to breathe, and there are lawsuits going in left, right and centre, so I don't think so. But they should be able to get enough money to fix that thing. I mean, come on. The amount of footballers who live in Southport and Formby, they could probably pay for it with 1 week's combined wages, easily. Know what I mean, bruv? They're hoping to raise the money with donations. Hopefully they can do. We need to look after these places. Llandudno's the same kind of thing as well. Llandudno Pier. These are amazing feats of engineering, and they're absolutely beautiful. Look after them. Obviously, a lot of people who are in charge don't give a shit about them because they can't make money off them. They can't privatise them, so. Or if they could privatise them, they still wouldn't make enough money. So they don't give a shit about them. That's no way to do things. If it collapses, rebuild with the insurance. Is it insured? That's what I want to know. You watch that video, toolbar on but still struggling. Man. I'll have a look, see if I can find it. Don't have those kind of piers that we have over here. They are beautiful. Proper wrought iron. Victorian wrought iron. Gorgeous looking things. And like I said in my video, the reason why it's really important as well to have stuff like that is you can live in a town like I do. I've lived here for 34 years. Just walking down the end of a pier and turning round and looking back at your hometown looks completely different. It gives you a different perspective on it. Everyone should be able to do something like that, whether it's walking down a pier and looking back, walking up a hill and looking down, something like that. It's amazing. Dan, how you doing, bud? Watch again. Looks like what you're after. That's playing to it. That's playing to it. Make sure you do. It'll be on there somewhere, Jackie. It'll be on there. The council get a grant to do it up. There should be money available to do it. It does bring money in, and it does bring people down the end of the pier. So it's there's businesses down the end of the pier, so it's looking after them. These have been closed for before COVID, and then after COVID we've had issues with the building. So these people are really struggling, man. Did you clean your weapon? Jobs for blacksmiths. Do you know what? Yeah. And teach kids how to do this work. Show them how to do it in an actual environment. This is what we need to do to fix these things. I am going to teach you how to use these skills. Go home and into chores. Never ending, are they? Housework. Building stuff. Moving stuff. Never ending. Try typing. See if it fills it in for you. When you type something, does it give it the option to click on a face? It does that sometimes, doesn't it? See what it does, Jaguars. See what it does. You never know. It could happen. It could happen. Oh, I think my knee's swollen. Do I dare even think about going out later? Yeah, fuck it. When we finish on this, I'm going to walk outside my house and walk to the top of the street and back down. That will hit my 2,000 steps for the day. I'm going to keep this going, man. And then what are we on? We're on Thursday at that point. That's almost the weekend. What's the weather like for the week as well? Do we know what the fuck's going on? Bournemouth, man. Come on, what's the weather like? Can we get a sunset stream in here at some point this week? Ooh, oh man. Right, I'm going to have to show you this. Especially for Dan. I mean, look at this. This is the UK. This is April. Look at that. I mean, obviously the bottom one, there's a little rain cloud. But that's Friday the 11th. We've got actual sun with no clouds. Up until Sunday. Look at that. That's actual proper spring weather. I'll settle for that. I'm surprised though that it's only raining on the 11th, because the day before is my birthday. I would have thought it would have been pissing down on my birthday, obviously. But lovely, lovely, lovely. What did he say when Spencer said truck school? Did he say truck school? Because I've heard my daughter said that a few times when she was in school. Only I don't think she actually said truck. Type smiley face. I thought it was a smart move. Better than living in his car right now. You've got to do something, haven't you? You've got to do something. Really the right things that swell. Absolutely. It's always the knee. Although I am so glad the doctor just said to me, you'll be alright, you'll be alright. There's no more, that was what he said, wasn't it? There's no more damage than I would expect to see of someone of sort of your age, your build. I will settle for that. I have now just got to power through, and if I fall over, I fall over. Best thing to do is fall over on the beach. Although, man, I was thinking this, falling over on concrete is going to really, really hurt. Falling over on the beach where there was razor clams, those shells everywhere. Look at that, man. And when I was walking over them, they were crunching into little shards. That could be very painful. Although I was wearing my knee brace, so I might be alright. Steve be spitting truths. Sun and cloud for my birthday. I don't mind that. But there's loads of really nice sunny days coming up, which I can get out with the camera. With the camera in the area. Friday, we might even manage a sunset stream. 7 o'clock at night. 14 degrees Celsius. 8 o'clock, a bit of cloud. 12 degrees Celsius. So the cloud will be coming in just as the sun's going down. So we might get some really decent sunset action. Friday might be the day. But it all depends on who's playing in the rugby. I haven't even checked that out. I'll check that out now, man. Sky Rugby League. Come on, who is it? Where's your fixtures? Oh, no, it's fine, we're alright. Catalan v Salford, Wakefield versus Leigh Friday. I don't mind missing that. Yeah, Friday we'll do a sunset stream. There you go. How's that? Does the Dukey need a kick? Do you know what? I think it might need a little something. It does. Come on. Watch this space. It should change now. Should change. It's gone dark and you didn't notice. It has literally just gone proper dark in the last 5 minutes. 16 is high and 2 is low tomorrow. That's ridiculous, isn't it? The 2. Why is it 2? That's basically freezing. 3 degrees and below gets you ice on your car. You sent the weather for where you are, Ali Ali O. Let's have a look. This is your actual island as well. Actual sun in Ireland. Look at that. Barely any rain at all. A little bit on Thursday. Can't go wrong with that, girl. Make sure you wear about 27 layers though. Don't want you burning, do we? Falling over onto anything hurts over 50 years old. Oh, I know, man. Saying that, I haven't fallen over. That's a complete lie. I have fallen over plenty of times. When I get home from the hospital. I think I've fallen over in my 50s. Very dangerous. Let's see what it's like in Denmark. Denmark, lad. Yep. Say, bloody hell, 0 degrees on Sunday and Monday. 11th of April looks warm now. 7 highs of 11, lows of 7s. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Even if it's raining. Well, if it's raining, it won't be raining. They never get it wrong, Randy. They never get it wrong. These days, the wind moves from the east over the continent. Delayed reaction to the kicking. We've all had that. Oh, Stuart Pearce went to Vegas to watch rugby and fell ill flying home. I did not know that. I know it was Wigan against Warrington, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. And Stuart Pearce is a big Warrington fan. You see him at the game all the time. Plenty of them. Johnny Vegas is a huge St Helens fan. Bradley Wiggins, Wigan, funnily enough. Called the eastern wind. Is that where it's all coming from? Coming from the steppes, coming from the Urals. You'll be well wrapped up. Of course you will. Make sure your laces are done as well, Ali Alio. Kick it again, Thompson twins. Oi, don't be at it. Don't be at it. That's from my youth, that's Mandy. Playing on a 6-foot snooker table in my nan's parlour during Christmas. I've still got it there somewhere as well. Although I've lost quite a few of my records and I don't know why. Don't know how I could have lost them. They must be somewhere. I'll have to look into this. Jess Carner took it all. These days the wind be Putinesque. Isn't that a sauce? Pasta sauce? Puttanesca. Did we get Jackie sorted, yes or no? How's your phone as well? Morning, Jackie. She hasn't fell asleep already, has she? Oi, Lewis, what are you playing at? I don't think we have sorted it. But our Mandy's had a pretty good go at it so far. So hopefully what you've sent is the correct thing and it'll be sorted. If not, yeah, as we said earlier, the next teenager that you bump into, just say to them, can you please sort this out for me? Rain on Friday, so still sunsetting. That was next. No, there's no rain here on Friday. That's the week after. Friday, 4th of April. See? A little bit of cloud at 4 o'clock, and then after that, nothing. There's nothing. Apparently even Duncan Ferguson said that Tarkovsky tackle was shocking. This is Duncan, I will strangle Stefan Freund if I feel like it, Ferguson. Duncan, 3 months in Barlini jail, Ferguson. You know it must have been bad if he's saying it. But how come it wasn't a sending off even after VAR? If that was the case. We don't normally get them going for us. You never really pay attention to the weather forecast because sometimes they get it wrong. Always get it wrong. They are getting better though. And the reason they're getting better is because supercomputers or something just happened. What's happening, man? Adam, how you doing, bud? Apparently VAR went with the on-field. Oh, right. We normally, that doesn't work for us. In the same way the penalty against United. Go and have a look again, or I'll change my own mind. It's corrupt. I need to change my sign. I had my corrupt sign in the back of the car, and it's faded. It used to be pink. It's now just... It's a shell of its former self. I'll have to laminate the one I've got left and see if it lasts longer. Only sometimes. They always get it wrong, but it is getting better. Normally if they say it's going to be warm, it's normally fairly warm. They say it's going to be windy. They seem to know that quite well. It's going to be a wee bit more on Monday. Mind you, I'm on the coast. It's always bloody windy. As was shown in my vid, the marine lake was looking very choppy. But it was nice. It was actually quite nice. Teddy Bear's Picnic Sunset Stream. Do I need to get a little deck chair? A little Horace deck chair? I wonder. Could I get one? Could I make one? Or do I just need a little towel, a little mini towelette, and you can have a sunbathe on that? He hasn't been out yet though. He needs to come out, doesn't he? Yeah. Remind me. I'll put him in my bag or I'll just leave him in the car. We can make that happen. It's not like I don't get enough people coming up to me already, isn't it? What are you doing? Live streaming. All right. Where's that? Here, dickhead. Why have you got a bear? Face cloth. What do you call me? Still suffering a bit, but doing your best. Ah, well, hopefully, if you get feeling a bit better at least, it's a move in the right direction. Always look on the... looking forward. Upgraded your computer to a Mac Mini M1. What's it like so far? Any good? I've been looking. I have been looking. But I've also been looking at cameras and I shouldn't. Even though the cameras I'm looking at are so much better. I don't need them. Diogo Jota. Twat. 1-0. Bastards. Fucking hate them. Hate them. Face cloth would be a beach towel for Horace. It would, wouldn't it? Remind me of that. Remind me, bullying me into putting one in the car. Faster than a MacBook. You loved your MacBook Pro, but this is better. I have to sell the MacBook now. There you go. A lot of people swear by it. The Mac Minis, because there's nothing to them at all. Just little tiny little boxes. But the processors are absolutely fantastic. I don't really want one, but if I had my time again, I may well have bought one instead of the PC. Although I quite like my PC. My gaming PC. Jelly fruit and yoghurt. What are you putting that on? Natural yoghurt. We all know what that's for. Tea towel. Yeah. What would be perfect really for him would be a Princess Di tea towel, wouldn't it? 1981 Royal Wedding. Be sound. Jackie's back. Return of the Jack. You were going to get a PC, but it was 500. You got the Mini for 320. There you go. Much better. Keep the money in your back bin. Much better, defo. Especially if you do the job as well as people say. Like I say, there's Think Media. Think Media were talking about an editing setup for under $1,000 or a lot. What? You can barely get a laptop for under $1,000 that could deal with that. And they got a Mac Mini, they got a decent monitor as well and something else. Speakers. And I think they also got Bluetooth, keyboard and mouse. It was all for under $1,000. So if they say that you can do all the editing you ever need on a Mac Mini, they must be able to. So I don't really do much that requires a huge amount of editing, to be honest. And most of it I can just do on my phone. But I wouldn't mind one. I might at some point just drop the dollar on one and stick it over there on my other desk, out the way. Buy a bigger monitor. Move this monitor over there, so I've got another little setup over there, and that can just be me go-to music and editing suite. Or alternatively, keep doing it on your phone. See if you can get the 350 for your MacBook Pro. Not bad if you can swap it all out. Like for like, an upgrade though, isn't it? Only thing you missed the third screen. Yeah. Once you're used to stuff like that, we got 2 screens put in work and everyone was going mad about it. Why the fucking hell we want 2 screens? What a load of shit. After about a week, people saying, can we have a third screen? It's so useful. It is. But until you start using them, you don't realise how much you do use them. And until they get taken away from you, you don't realise how much you rely on them. Got to have multi-screens, man. No jelly emoji. How? Is there not a jellyfish emoji? Not use that instead. That's a surprise because the kids say well jelly, don't they? Or did he still say that? He did for a while, didn't he? I was like, well jelly, bruv. Know what I mean? Maybe they still do. Helen laughed at that one. She usually uses 2 screens. Yeah, they call it like Helen 2 screens, bruv. Know what I mean? It's once you get used to it, you can't get away from it. And if you're working like what I used to do, where you've got systems open and then you've got all kinds of paperwork open, to think back on how you used to do it on one screen blows my mind. Now you've got all of the paperwork that you need on the screen and you've got all of the programs that you need, and then we use a laptop rather than use a computer, so you can take your laptop with you everywhere you go, plug it in, and you've got 3 screens then, and you can have all that at the same time. Just don't know how we managed. We used to manage all the time for years, decades even. Then all of a sudden, oh yes, this works much better, thank you. Wouldn't know where to find it. You'll find it. Come on. Come on, Jackie. George Michael, man. Gotta fight there. Brr, brr. Also good having more ports. You don't have to run 2 USB hubs. I have 2 USB hubs for everything that's in here. It's ridiculous the amount of stuff that's plugged in. I know exactly what you mean. Has it got the Thunderbolt cable as well? Because the Thunderbolt is a USB 4. Thunderbolt cables are ridiculously quick. If you got something that supports them. If you use a normal cable, USB-C to USB-C, move something and then use a Thunderbolt, the difference is absolutely night and day. It's amazing. Should have searched Jello. Nope. Gel nope. Keyboard is set to UK English. Naturellement, as they say in Japan. Something come up when you type but no other access that you can see. It'll be on there somewhere. It's just there'll be something that you need to press, or a tick box that you need to fill in, or untick, whatever it is. It'll be on there. So the emojis and GIFs are American. They are, aren't they? There's very few. Even when you put in like a really famous British TV show, it's always come up with the Americanized version of something. It's really weird. But I was going to say, they're the companies, aren't they? Apple's an American company, but Samsung's South Korean, for fuck's sake. 2 USB 4 ports, 2 USB 1 ports, headphone jack, HDMI. It's really good stuff, that, isn't it? The less stuff that you need to plug into it, or, you know, the less of a USB, powered USB bus that you need, the much better. Just in it goes, ready, off you go. You're a technophobe. That's what happens. Unfortunately, we're at the watershed, aren't we? Our generation, where you are either 100% into your technology and you know it inside out, or you're 100% against it and you haven't got a bleeding clue. We seem to be that, just you're one or the other. There's not, I know a little bit about it. Did you press the smiley face? Do you see any emojis? Come on, keep pressing buttons. And it runs 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, natively also. It's busting, mate, it's busting. That is a lovely cup of soup, Dive, to use a Brummy term. Of course. I can't see that without thinking of Reeves and Mortimer, Slade in Residence. No, Dave, have you been using your monster truck glove again? They come up, but when I type, there they are, gone. They're there then, aren't they? They are there. It's just something. You need to do something or not do something. One or t'other. We'll work it out. I can't work out if that noise is the sound of me chair or me knee. My second Ujima flip turned up as well, by the way. That was the thing that was stopping, or that was making my car go beep, 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 beep. I ordered one. It was taking ages to arrive, so I ordered one off eBay, which arrived within days. Now I've got a spare. That's all it was. That little bit of plastic, that bottom bit there, pushes a button in on the car and tells it that the door is shut. And if not, it just goes beep, beep. If there isn't an emoji face on the bar, there should be one on the keyboard somewhere. Have a look along the top bar of the keyboard. If there's 3 dots, click on that. If someone gave me a Mac M4 Studio, I'd swap my PC out easily. They are very, very, very powerful things, them. Expensive, but very powerful. And I hate Apple products. Hate Apple as a company as well, like, but I would still do it. It's not there. It's the opposite of there, isn't it? Sounded like you wheezing. My poor knee. I'll have a walk later though, just to the top of the street and back. That might loosen it up slightly. Or alternatively, it'll blow up like a balloon. No pain, no gain, man. I haven't even started me cup of tea. How bad's that? Famous, I'm letting you down. Here we go. Anyone with an opinion? Volvo XC70 or Subaru Outback? Might change your car in the next few months. Oh, never driven either of those two. Which one's going to have more spare parts, more stuff available? Volvo, I think, should have more spare parts available, isn't it? It was Mitsubishi, isn't it? Not Subaru, that have stopped selling stuff in the UK, which makes it really difficult to find anything. So you might be alright with Subaru as well then, mightn't you? I don't know. How happy are you with your Subaru, with your Outback? I do like a Volvo though. I do like an XC70, XC90 as well. They seem to be very popular cars, those. Lee from Car UK has had a couple of Volvos in recently, and as soon as they come in on the channel, the phone's going off the hook. People trying to buy them. They are beloved. Volvo XC70 is your mum's dream car. Your uncle swears by Volvo. You haven't driven other cars since the 70s. If they're happy with them, you stick with them. Volvo's diesel, but Subaru's got a better four-wheel drive system. You've got the Forester, but it's getting old and falling apart. The unfortunate problem. The Outback's fairly rare as well, isn't it? If I remember rightly. I know the Forester's rare as well, like, but I don't know, if you're happy with your Subaru, well, you're going to stick with that as a mark that you're happy with. Parts of Volvos are more expensive. It's a ball ache of cars, to be honest. You've got some where the parts are really expensive, but they're easily available. And then some where they're fairly cheap, but you can never get hold of them. Doof, how you doing? Ah, right. Subaru's just opened a new showroom near you. Volvo cost a fortune to repair. BMW are the same, aren't they? My dad's got a Mini, which is a BMW Mini. Anything that gets done on that car costs twice as much as anyone else's. It's ridiculous. And I always thought, buying a Mercedes, the parts are going to be really expensive, and they're not. Absolutely spot on. Surprising. If they're going to open somewhere near you, so at least you've got somewhere to go to, I think I'd be sticking with Subaru. As much as they are nice, those XC70s. Just watching the man-child president kicking his toys out the pram. He's on another level, isn't he? Has he been Musk off yet? He said he was getting rid of them, didn't he? And then he was going to start putting tariffs on fentanyl from Canada. I don't know what works in his head. How can you put tariffs on something that's being illegally smuggled into your country. Why doesn't anyone just say to him, are you fucking mental? Mocktail, you don't drink alcohol anymore. Solidarity, solidarity. Mocktail and stick a vodka in it for our Mandy. He's trying to invade your friend's freezer. So was Boris, wasn't he? You do love Subaru. Yours didn't have anything go wrong until it hit 170. 170,000 before something goes wrong would suggest to me that you've got lucky. Or not rather, you got lucky. You've got lucky buying a car or a make that lasts as long as it does, not somewhere where as soon as you get to 130, it has to be scrapped. So you found your brand, is what I mean. You got lucky finding your brand, I think. I think I'll be happy with that. Local Nissan dealer were told you'll sell Subaru or we'll take away your Nissan dealer. That's part of... Was it Nissan, Honda, and I thought it was Mitsubishi. Or Subaru involved as well. They're all trying to lessen the economic impact on each other. Watching the Liverpool-Everton game, I'm trying to stay away from it because obviously we're going to get beat, and we are getting beat. Nissan owned by Renault now. I know Renault are heavily involved, aren't they? Renault are also involved with Mercedes, making engines for them and things. There's lots of that these days, though. Because it costs so much money to make a car from scratch, or just to build cars in general. They're all sharing platforms, aren't they? So the Fiat 500 and the Ford KA or Ford Car, whatever it is, are just the same car with little different bits bolted onto it. Citroen C1, Toyota Aygo, and what's the other one? There's three of them. Peugeot 107, that's all the same car. Different badge, that's about it. Because they share the money, share the development costs. All the parts, there's loads available. It Mecca the Saints. Right, there's three behind the bar. A Jinxie Jungle Juice, a Huache or a Pub Rock Shandy. There you go. In Nissan were asked by the Japanese Emperor to help Subaru out. A Jinxie Jungle Juice. A Triple J for a Triple J. With a rose as well. A rose. Here's your Jinxie Jungle Juice. Subaru are nowhere near as popular in the UK as they are in the US and Australia. It surprised me how popular they are in the US. It genuinely did. But Subaru are hugely popular in the UK, but it's the same car, isn't it? WRX in blue with gold wheels. That's Subaru. Anything else from them just doesn't seem to be on people's radar. I blame Colin McRae for that. And Colin McRae's rally on the PlayStation. Betty's doing okay. She's got a vet's appointment soon. Jean-Jacques Crost. Nissan nearly folded after Christmas. It got close, didn't it? Be a shame now. Nissan were a fantastic car company. I still love me Primera when I bought that. Triple D. Triple A, or double A more like it with you, isn't it? You wish, Triple D. Yeah, the Qashqai and the Duke of University hated. I was watching something the other day, and I can't remember which one it was, but one of the car dudes in the UK was saying Nissan revolutionised the car industry in the UK with the Qashqai and the Duke, because that was the first proper crossover that hit and sold bajillions. The problem was at that point they never moved forward. All these other car companies come forward and started using the same kind of pattern, the same kind of technique to build much better crossover cars, and they've been left behind. Oh, I don't.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It is there. Level 12, get in there. Forester's a good vehicle. They do look nice, I must admit. And as much as I dislike the Qashqai and the Duke, I will not have anything bad said about a Nissan Duke. Lying in a hospital, I thought my opportunity to drive had gone forever. Then I went to Haydock and I went for my assessment, and I got behind the wheel of a Nissan Duke. It was the first car I'd driven in 8-9 months. And if that was the last time I'd ever driven, if they'd said to me after that, you're not safe, I'd have been happy. Because I'd driven again. I'd have got it out of my system. But when he said, yeah, you're alright, we think you're fine to drive. Brilliant. So as much as I hate them, it's also the car that got me back on the road. So, you know, yin yang, swings and roundabouts. Is level 12 good? It is. I mean, it's obviously, it's not sort of Mandy or Ali good. Very few people are, to be honest with you. That's bizarre. Where's your RV with an inside toilet? Euro billions coming. It'll be there. No one knew you wouldn't find the flush. Yeah. We'd have to put a smiley face on the flush for you. I can't find the fucking flush. I'm going outside for a piss, so I am. Yeah, no Euro billions. What's it? What are we up to this time round? It got one, didn't it? The big one. So I think we're up to about 18 million or something now. Which is not really bad, is it? I've had worse days than that. We're all too kind. We are. You don't deserve it. Adam, you're off. No, it's been emotional, mate. It's been emotional. Go get the Subaru. Go on. You know you want to. Go get it. Stick with what you know. We like a bit of brand loyalty as well. Says the man who's just held up about 27 Samsung phones. That light shouldn't be on. Why is that light on? Why is that light on? Don't like that. Get out, you bastard. Something wrong with this bloody camera. Something wrong with this camera, man. That should be going beep, 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 and it's not. Why is it nothing in my life goes beep, beep, beep when it's supposed to, but always does when it's not supposed to? Right, we'll leave that as it is for the time being, see if it actually charges. Yeah, if we were being kind, you would be suspicious. It'd be like being groomed on the internet, wouldn't it, if we were nice to you? We don't want that. 24 million on Friday for Euro billions. I'll settle for that. It's spying on me. Nah, that's just going to need the battery taken out and leaving out, I think. Effing doubt. Whip it out. Do you notice the new AI assistant on WhatsApp? They're everywhere, man. They're everywhere. Why did that come out? That should not have come out at the same time. Little mini SD card thing. Micro SD. Right, leave that out and see what happens afterwards. Beep, beep, beep. I know. It's lovely getting in a car these days. I'm wondering as well. I don't think that would have been an MOT failure, but would it? An error message on the dashboard. Beep, beep, beep. Would that have been enough? Would it have failed on that? Buy 2 tickets. Get yourself 2 tickets. I think I've got 2 tickets for this week, haven't I? Yeah, don't beep. It'll give me flashbacks. I was genuinely waking up in the morning with that noise in my head. It's horrific. Let me check. I think I've got 2 tickets for this Friday. If not, I can always buy more, can't I? If that's how it works. Check in 2 days. There you go. Yeah. Your beepers in your accent, of course. Yours is going beep, beep, fucking beep. What? There are 2 different types of Irish beep. Mine's in my accent. All it is just, it's beep, but it's got lad at the end of it. What are you beeping at, lad? It's an actual fact. So it's different to what I was hearing, right? So I can't get triggered by it. It's a completely different beep. There you go. I don't mind that then. The beep, beep, beep as well is whenever you get a warning on the car, it goes beep. If it's a really dangerous warning, you get beep, beep, beep. But also, if you run out of windscreen washer fluid, it gives you the same beep. So you think, what is it? Is it windscreen washer? Is the engine about to explode? Has the door fallen off? It does wind you up though. If I want you to trigger me, you can. No, you're alright, you're alright. I've had enough of that beep, beep, beep trigger. You're alright. Irish accent's always had beeps in it. It certainly has on the TV shows I've watched. Okay, drivers, whose voice would you pick for your sat-nav? Who would you pick to do the voice on your sat-nav? Come on. Put it in the chat. Who would you pick? This is going to be another funnily enough. Because funnily enough, me and my dad were talking about this in the car earlier on the way home. From dropping my car off. There's an app called Waze, W-A-Z-E, Waze, which is a sat-nav app on your phone, which I use all the time. It's fantastic. And you can download voices for it, including celebrity voices. Or there's only so many lines that it says, and it's like in 100 yards, in 200 yards, in half a mile, turn left, turn right, keep left, keep right, carry on. You can record it yourself. You can actually go onto your phone and record your own voice saying the words. I might do it. I might try it and see what it looks like. Wouldn't that be boss? Lad, turn left, will you? It's hard to be an Irish pilot. They don't let you fly drunk. Have you seen Ryanair landing? Are you sure about that? Stephen Fry or Frankie Boyle, depending on the day. Would you bother turning for Stephen Fry, though? It'd be more of a suggestion, wouldn't it? If you wouldn't mind awfully. When you had a Tom years ago, you had Homer Simpson. Yeah, Stephen Fry would be good. I don't think he'd be encouraging enough to turn. Joanna Lumley, she's got a lovely voice actually, yeah. That'd be quite nice. There was a certain person from Austria from the 1940s. Are we talking about the downhill skier? Be no good though, would it? If it was him doing it. Especially when you got to roundabouts. It'd always be the third right. Terry Crews, Jennifer Connelly. Who wouldn't want her in the car with you? Good thinking, good thinking. A bit of Billy Connolly. Interesting, that, yeah. Very poor. Very poor, hang on. Very poor.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Bob Mortimer. Might now be no good because I end up crashing the car all the time, laughing my head off. You're alright, mate. Any chance you can turn left here? Go on, we'll go down the park. No, be no good. There was a very popular one at one point, wasn't there? A Brian Blessed. Lots of people were downloading that version on TomTom. Yeah, with the Austrian in charge of your sat nav, I'd only go to Poland, and it would always turn right. Del Boy would be nice. Bob on Would I Lie to You is absolutely fantastic. What an amazing man. What's that new series When the Comedians Can't Laugh? I've seen bits of it. I've seen Bob being an absolute pain in the arse. I don't think I'll be able to manage more than 5 minutes with Bob anyway, in anything. Yeah, Brian Blessed sat nav was very popular a while ago. With the old turn left now, dead booming out. You'd turn left now, wouldn't you? Even if you end up in a lake or something, you'd still turn left. Ronnie Barker as Arkwright. Turn, oh, it's too bloody late. Yeah. Brilliant. I'll have to have a squiz of that. It's on, is it UK, is it Dave? Or is it UK? Oh, Amazon Prime, sorry, it is, isn't it? The adverts are on Dave all the time. I'll see if I can find it for you so you can see what it looks like. Last One Laughing it's called. There you go, Last One Laughing. If you've got Amazon Prime, give it a bash. See what you think. It's got Bob Mortimer on it. How can you not want to watch it? Tom to Tom Tom Tom. Well, it's 7 minutes into injury time according to this. It's about time we scored. You have that, you forget you have the Amazon channel. There's some really good stuff on there. I don't watch it too often. Netflix can go and fuck itself at the moment, like. You have to go into the Amazon app for that one. Amazon Prime TV is a separate app, isn't it? You might have to download a separate app. Started watching the Irish one, but only like Jason Byrne. Jason Byrne's fantastic. I love him as well. Played the referee in Father Ted. Wait a second, these are fake hands. Danish one's utter crap. It's all around the world now, isn't it? It's been sold absolutely everywhere. Whoever came up with the idea, muchos dineros, man. Your head has melted with apps the last few days. Have a couple of days away from it. Get out, touch grass, breathe, start again a few days later. Ah well, there you go. Well, we got beat, but we didn't get beat 6-0. Conor McGregor sat nav. Man's a feckin' aegis. Saw the first version 2 years ago, alright. Jason Byrne in his special eye sketch. I don't think I've seen that. He was on a radio show with a lot of the other people that were in Father Ted. Not the main characters. Lots of the incidental people that appeared in there. Proper Irish comedians that they used to occasionally just throw into the show. They all did a show together. Really, really funny. He was brilliant. Garen Noon sat nav. Is he back in the big bed again now, or are people still pissed off with him? People were very, very unhappy with Garen, weren't they? Danish one already has a second series, and the first has a now known predator in, which makes it even worse. And you've got loads of pick making apps, but you're never in the right one. Welcome to my world. The amount of stuff I've got on my phone, which is either pictures, video editing, or the on-screen stuff like you're using at the moment, like Canva and things like that. It's just full of stuff like that. And whichever one you pick, it's always the wrong one. And you realise it's the wrong one when you're about 4 hours into a 5-hour session. Oh, I need to go back and start all over again. Garen Sterdelicious. He's back. Yeah, he pissed a lot of people off, didn't he? Not a good thing to do if you actually rely on the internet for your paying your rent and things like that. If you don't give a shit, go and say what you feel like. It doesn't matter. If you're paying your bills, be careful. Sod's law, absolutely. Because a lot of the apps seem very similar. That's the problem as well, isn't it? And especially the editing apps as well. CapCut and VN are very similar. VN's way better now because CapCut, everything's behind a paywall. UCut used to be my favourite, but it's a bit low on features. Some really good stuff out there. Tom Davis, big Tom Davis. Seems like a nice chill fella. Wouldn't mind him on your sat nav. Because it would sound like he was in the car with you as well, wouldn't he? Do us a favour, Troy. Go turn left here, would ya? That kind of geezer, isn't he? Very, very cockney. Can't say you know much about Tom Davis, apart from the fact that he's named after Tom Davis, which is far too confusing. Even though Tom Davis doesn't play football for us anymore, he used to. I can't work having two Tom Davises in my life. Adobe does your head in. Adobe's a heap of shit as well, unfortunately. They were stealing everyone's work and just copying it. AI copying it. Know what I mean? Yeah, he'd talk to you like you were about to start an 8-hour shift scaffolding with a mate. That's exactly what he's like. He seems like that. He seems the kind of fella who has come from a normal working background. They're normally the funniest. You know, with Billy Connolly especially, people like that who've worked on shipyards and have worked with fellas who are really funny. To be able to hold your own with them, you have to be funny. You have to learn quickly. They're the ones who normally learn very, very quickly and become fantastic. Didn't Adobe play for Everton? I thought he was born with Benik Adobe. Looks a bit like Tom Kerridge, who also sounds identical to Danny Gabardine, who used to play for Swansea and Wales. He always says people are a sweet, sweet soul. He's 6'7" and often talks about having a small doodah. Him and Romesh have a podcast called Wolf and Owl. The omnipresent Romesh Ranganathan. I'm surprised he's not on this, to be honest with you. He's on every other fucking thing on TV, isn't he? I used to be a teacher, Arsenal. And go on. Did you finish that job you were on? How are you feeling yourself? You're alright? Don't we all? Just you? All I'm saying on that is that I'm not driving a yellow sports car. We'll leave it at that. You're back at the Flint repoint for a couple of weeks. Lovely jubbly. Keep your head covered. Loads of sun cream. Might feel cool with that breeze, but you know what? It's proper angry out there, isn't it? Oh, this is proper pissing me off. Because I might need to use this. I might need to actually use it. Love how self-deprecating Romesh is, and then Tom uplifts him with his gentleman nature. They're great together. Too bad they don't do any TV together. They were in Vic and Bob's House of Fools together in one episode as the Fabulous Butcher Boys, a dance troupe. And they have a dance-off against Vic, Bob and Matt Berry as Beef Galore. Yeah, that was it. Look him up, Tom Davis. You should do. He's very, very funny. Jeff chasing a level up. Jeff's just being Jeff, isn't he? Jeff's a knob. You know who Tom is? Him and Ramesh are mates. They are. He was also in a TV, like a crime solving show. Can't remember what it was called now. Your knee gave way going up the ladder today, so you sort of fell off the ladder. Be careful, man. Tom is a Hollywood star now. He's in Willy Wonka and Paddington 2. He's made it big. Well, obviously 6'7" you would do, wouldn't you? They're on a league of their own. Did you style it out? There's the main thing. The falling is not too bad if you can actually just jump up like you were Nadia Comaneci or something. Like you're an Olympic gymnast. If you can do that at the end of it and go ta-da or something, you're alright. Sawney and Pride are. Yeah, I'm meant to do it. Or do a forward roll and go jump up and go drrrr, as if you were playing army. That works. And I know that because my dad's uncle did it years ago. Fell over, pissed, done a forward roll, and then jumped up and went, "Durr. Where were you? Why weren't you behind me? Why weren't you covering me? You fucking lunatic." You never styled it out at all, but everyone was laughing, so it must have worked. Yes, be careful with the sawney. Frozen peas, a bag of frozen peas, always keep one in the freezer. Right on them and not for human consumption. Because you'll be freezing them, refreezing them, refreezing them, refreezing them. Really good on knees especially. They mould to the shape. Well, over 50, heap of shit comes. No, we're not having that. We're not having that. Ramesh used to do Mock the Week. I don't think I've seen Tom Davis on there either. Ramesh did though. Like I say, he was on absolutely everything, wasn't he, at one point? Couldn't be a TV show without him in there. Tom Davis was on an Alan Partridge, was he? I can't remember that. I know he was, the thing I was thinking about, he was in Murder in Successville. He was on that. That was his show. Lots of that was, I think it was improvised as well, wasn't it? Don't normally like improvisation, but Scott Squad improvised, I like that. Back when he still had hair, so we're going back a while ago, aren't we? Yeah, but he's definitely in the House of Fools. If you can find that, have a look at that as well. Anything that's got Vic and Bob and Matt Berry in it is worth watching. And then it also has cameos from Tom and Ramesh, Reece Shearsmith, Sally Phillips. Lots of good people in it. Yeah, Murder Unsuccessful, that's the one. Oxidising Britain, caution, Oxwich, Heigl. Oxwich Heigl sounds a really, really boss place, that. Like the Bauhaus or something, isn't it? Somewhere in Berlin or Vienna. How you doing, Kirsty? How's things? You okay? Didn't get a notification. Not everyone does. Bizarre, isn't it? Oh yeah, Ramesh did a joke court show in which Tom Davis played the security. That was it, yeah. Didn't watch that, to be honest with you, either. Watch Richard Hosman's House of Games, and the UK celebs are nearly as bad at geography as the Americans. I was talking about this the other week as well, right? We used to be brilliant at geography because we used to own a quarter of the world. I left school in 1991. I stopped doing geography in 1989. The world changed after I left school. I learned geography that doesn't exist anymore. Yugoslavia is not there anymore. It's about 600 different countries. The world has changed. We never get an update, do we? After you've done geography at school. You don't have to go back and do a refresher course. That country doesn't exist anymore. That's got a different name. That part of the globe has actually fell off. None of that. Judge Ramesh, that was the one. Anyone want a bevy, lad? Seen some of that. You know, I don't think it took off. Come to think of it, I only saw it advertised for a while. Not like some shows, even though I don't watch the show, you see the advert and it's constantly on and you see the series going by. That's the one with Russell Howard's sister in it, who was famous for being Russell Howard's sister, I think. Sure, I may be wrong. Sorry, I had to watch Richard Osman, Russell Osman. Richard Osman, yeah. Of course, the best thing about Richard Osman is his prerogative to have a little fun. No, hang on, that's about being a woman, isn't it? Is that his brother was Matt Osman, in fact he still is, the bass player in Suede. That's about the best you can say about him. Otherwise, he's a bit of a smug prick, isn't he? And also about 6'12". Can't be arsed with him and Marina Hyde, that podcast they do. Full of wanky centrist shite. You left in 1985. Good year that. But hasn't the world changed since then? Since the 80s? It's not even the same anymore. It's completely changed. You're going out. If you're going outside for a cigarillo. Donald? Oh, shite. How's things? Clinging to the edge of Europe. Yeah, take your phone, if you might actually want to phone a pizza or something when you're halfway through there. You never know. Love how the Irish say shite with an E at the end. Same as us in Liverpool as well, lad. Don't give a shite, lad. Richard, very wealthy book writer and podcast owner and TV entrepreneur, and yet the best thing that their family will ever create is the music of Suede. End of story. End of story. He's just a smug prick, though, isn't he? There's too many smug middle-aged pricks. Centrists. Pick a side, man. Just pick a side. Holding your phone while smoking is hard enough as it is, but having to watch out for phone thieves is... Oh, of course. Cannot be too careful. You never know who's watching. Right, so I've not seen any of the football news afterwards. Anybody get sent off after the game? Nothing like that? Nobody get battered? You're in the gangster city of Worcester. Living dangerously, man. Living dangerously. South Central Worcester. Still feckin' roasting over there. It's been a lovely day, hasn't it? You're falling down the bed, so you might not be here for much longer. No worries, Jackie. Of course you're tired. Of course you're tired. You've had a mentally stimulating evening, haven't you? Trying to work out emojis on your phone. That's enough normally to send me completely away with it. Don, you were born in 85. Yes. So was my ex-wife. Therein lies the problem. It's cold. It was lovely today. It was burning hot. Lovely in the sunny weather. Oh, hang on. I forgot earlier. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We have a bit more Casper sunset action as well. Very nice. Look at that. And then there's the long street. The sun at the end. That's the sun is proper setting there, isn't it? You like that? Nice long straight street as well. Lovely stuff. I knew there was something. I knew there was something. There's always something, lad. There's always something. Your city translates to Bullville. Sounds worse than it is. Which is probably Danish for Hereford, isn't it? Bullsville. So you're going to nip round in a minute and tuck Jackie in with his nail gun. Make sure you can't fall out. Yeah, say good night to Jackie now, go on. Morning, Jackie. You see that picture, but you heard you two singing. It is very, very Joshua Tree, that first picture, isn't it? Absolutely. With the sun in the background setting as well, it looks very desert. Laurel Canyon was that. Laurel Canyon, deserty. Very, very nice. Bloody beautiful. Bloody beautiful. Where's the ones I took earlier? It was a sunny day, man. I mean, nah. That looks as though there's a pulsar going off in the background. Wasn't. That's just the sun behind the tree. That was warm, man. That was warm. Death Valley. Was it in Death Valley? I know it was an Anton Corbijn pick. I always thought it was more around Laurel Canyon. In fact, it was in a place called Joshua Tree, wasn't it? That's exactly where it was. It wasn't the Joshua Tree wasn't the tree that you were looking at. The place was called Joshua Tree. But there's Queens of the Stone Age. Josh Homme was in a band called Caius. So Queens of the Stone Age is Caius bandmates from beforehand, and some other people from other bands all got together and done the desert sessions that was recorded around there as well. Just loads of jamming and what have you, and they're available somewhere on the internet. A couple of good albums came from it. But it was just that kind of vibe. There was definitely a musical vibe when you get there. That was the first CD you bought. I've got it on vinyl. Not got the CD. Definitely got it on vinyl. It was a bit too Americanised for me at the time, and listening back to it now, it still is. I think the band were themselves absolutely obsessed with the US. Probably as a kickback to, it was either the US or the UK, and being Irish back then, you don't really want anything to do with the UK, did they? So, look towards the US, but I preferred it when they were doing their own music. They don't need to go over to the US and start jamming with BB King. That's not what a Dublin band does, man. But still some good stuff on the album though. Definitely some good stuff. Lucille can go and fuck itself though. Horrible song, I hate that. But it's a much better album than I remembered. And I've said this to people, and I will say it again. Those who hate U2, go back to the first album and start listening to each album in a row until you get sick of hearing them, or until you think it's shit. People will get a lot further than they actually think. Yeah, Rattle and Hum was a bit self-indulgent. Again, it was all the American stuff. I get it, if that's your dream, is to go over there and wear cowboy hats and play with B.B. King or play with country folk, then go for it, but it's not something I could really hang my hat on. And then he went to Berlin and did the likes of Zoo TV and what have you. Why are you running away from Dublin? That's where your sound came from. That's where your sound should still be about. I know it's difficult when you're a multi-millionaire tax exile living in Monaco, but yeah. But again, U2, much better band than people give them credit for. The first few albums, the first three especially, were exceptional. Boy, October and War. Gotta be done, man. Met Bono once at his kid's nanny's wedding in a local hotel. Was he smaller than you'd expected? But yeah, I have to do the Horsey wind pump at the moment. I seen U2 live in Leeds Round A Park in 1993. They were absolutely exceptional live. That was a band that had played together thousands upon thousands of times. Absolutely superb. What was he like in real life? Was he as much of a tit as people make out? The Second Coming of Christ. Remember when he put that album on everyone's iTunes account? I listened to his autobiography, Bono's autobiography, on the audio version that he read out himself. They were trying to do something okay for people. If you didn't like it, just delete it or don't listen to it. But it backfired spectacularly. The only problem with his autobiography, he is very religious. Very religious. So yeah, I get it. Shut up now. Just tell us about the music, man. I woke up one morning and I was thinking, oh, Jesus. Yeah, you were thinking you were Jesus. That's what you were, weren't you? Wasn't as small as you expected, but he was small. A wee tutty fella. On the other hand, Fish from Marillion was every bit as big as I expected. Same height as me, but looked way bigger. Possibly because he was wearing boots and he had makeup on. But looked fucking huge. Makeup that was smeared as well because he'd been sweating. That was a scary looking man, that. Absolute monster of a geezer. Shoulders like a door frame. Massive. Came off as smug and arrogant, then the security tried to shove you away. Yeah, you need to have an invite to go and speak to the Pope. To go and speak to Bono. He only speaks to Barack Obama and people like that nowadays. Feckin' gobsheen. Didn't Fish die a couple of years ago? No. Still going strong, mate. He's just retired from gigging. Last couple of months he's been doing his farewell tour. And he still streams on a Friday as well. Or he has been doing anyway. I don't know if that might have stopped as well. Still going strong. Although the hair isn't there anymore. No surprise, yes, no surprise. No alarms and no surprises, please. Never knew God's got stuck in a 40-foot lemon. God is everywhere, man. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere, including in a 40-foot lemon. They were brilliant live, though, genuinely. Dislocated a security guard's finger. The hair wasn't really there in the 80s. It was sort of there, wasn't it? It was sort of there. It was long. It was borderline Mick Miller. In a decent wind, it would have been Mick Miller, but it's come off now. He's got the beard instead. So he's looking very distinguished. Very, very good live as well, Fish. I've seen Marillion. I don't know which way round this is. I've seen Marillion 5 times and Fish 6 times, or Marillion 6 times and Fish 5 times. I don't think I ever saw Fish with Marillion. I think we started watching them when Steve Hogarth had joined the band. But they were brilliant live. Supported one year by Queensryche, who was shit. But it's funny, Steve Hogarth joined in 87, was it? 86, 87? Something like that, 87-ish. And yet he's still the new guy. Despite the fact that Fish was in the band for about 7 years and he's been in there ever since. He's still the new guy. Bizarro. Who did it to him? No idea. No idea. You're seeing Peter Ebdon, the snooker player. Fantastic snooker player. And you serve Rick Mail a pint or two. The Rick Mail. Thank you very much. The Rick Mail. What a tune. But a Johnny Cash is that. So your king once, the Danish king. Was he in concert? What was he singing? Was it his middle finger? The Rick Mail. Peter Ebdon, another one with varying degrees of hairiness. He used to have a ponytail, didn't he? Then all of a sudden it was bald. A middle finger was used to dislocate it. Alright. Good. Who else did we see back then? Marillion and Fish. Loads of times. The Mission, that was good. They were really good live as well. You waited till he came to you. Drove past you. Always respect him now. Being in the equivalent of being in the SAS. Oh, good on him. From the sublime to the ridiculous. You pays your money, you takes your choice. You takes your choice, don't you, with this? It can be something fantastic, it can be something shite. That's just how the jukebox works. We are a tunocracy. Frogmen, so he's a diver. We have frogmen over here as well. Navy divers, which is where the Only Fools and Horses episode Freddy the Frog comes from. Oh, Steve-O.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It is there. The Queen and Prince Philip opened the new county hall in Norwich. Being 6 years old, you had no idea. At the time, the man handing you a polo was Philip. You wouldn't, would you? He's a fella. Just a fella. He's not really a fella, is he? Mad. Someone's got to actually tell you. Oh, Doof.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
Is that our hat trick today, isn't it? It's there. We just need our alley now. We've got a hat trick. Always like a hat trick. Always like a good hat trick. Oh, bloody hell. My poor back. I'm falling apart at the seams. Princess Anne's helicopter landed in a field behind your folks' place once. I would have thought that would be something that happens on the reggers in North Wales. A lot of helicopter action in North Wales, isn't there? Prynian landed. What was she there for? Was she buying a horse? Not that you're bothered, but that's your first level up for weeks. Yeah, it has been a bit of a while, hasn't it? I think it has for a few people as well. You can't answer that. Yeah, once I mentioned expecting my daughter to be tall. King's great-grandfather was 6'8", grandfather 6'6", his parents are 6 foot and 6'2". He's a reasonable 6'1", Crown Prince is 6'5". Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking about. I'm glad she isn't. She's glad she isn't. She's 5'7", I think it is. I'm 6'4", and Mum's 6 foot. So there's a worry that she might be freakishly tall, but she's not. She's a good size. I think she's happy with it. What more can you ask for when you're happy? Not that you're bothered. No. Yeah. Can you not answer that one, Ali? Can you not answer it? Are you sure? Visiting a school. You weren't there. That's class. It is literally class if you was visiting a school, obviously. Nice. They're in Liverpool fairly regular. Don't know why. But a few times there's been like opening hospitals and opening health centres and what have you. They tend to come here quite regularly. Which is strange. Because the royals seem to like the city, but the governments never have. Weird that, isn't it? Maybe that's because you have to vote for the government and we never do. That's why. Oh, man. Oh. Well, the moon looks nice out there. The moon looks fantastic. And what's that star next to it? Let's get the sky map out. If you look outside, you should be able to see the moon, and next to it, just a little bit down to the left, is Jupiter. They are very bright tonight. They are very bright. Very bright. Go on, go on, go on. You had a king back in the 1420s that was reported to be 2 metres 18. Good 3 inches taller than Shaq. But they dug him up on a skeleton 6'2". Yeah. That doesn't happen. Your skeleton doesn't shrink by that much. The keen on school. Saw Charles and Di when he visited the school. Would that be in Wales when he was the Prince of Wales? That's, you would think he'd have to be there. Star or planet? It is a planet. It is Jupiter. Jupiter. And it is very, very bright. Very bright. Took a photo when you were outside of the moon. It's a very, very nice looking moon. I did last night, which is the thumbnail on this live. Bloody beautiful. Bloody beautiful. That one. Gorgeous, isn't it? Very atmospheric. But if you just look to the left, slightly down, Jupiter is there as well, and it's so bright. For a minute, I can't see anything else. Whereas when you go outside and you're out in the dark for a little bit, your eyes adjust, you can see all kinds of things. I was out there last week at some point. The moon was up. I could see Jupiter and I could see something else. Sirius, the dog star, was up there as well. And then just as your eyes started to get better, there's one there that looks red. That's got to be Mars. It is Mars. You can tell it a mile off Mars, even though it's only fairly small. It's close. Ever seen the skeleton of the Irish Giants? I've not. Mrs. Doyle was fantastic. The only problem was she should never have been in Shameless afterwards. Nobody, and I mean nobody, should be seeing Mrs. Doyle's tits. I've been scarred for life. In Atherstone, right, not in Wales. Were they there for the ball game, were they? Last month they discovered over 70 new moons around Jupiter. They on average spot one new moon a month, which is crazy that we have still so much undiscovered stuff in our solar system. We do. Jupiter is absolutely huge. And then not everything has just a steady orbit around it. There's some with eccentric orbits rather. So they go out and you don't see them for hundreds of years, then they come back in, disappear again, you don't see them again for hundreds of years. So there could be thousands and thousands of things flying around us. Beautiful, man. Mostly sky. It is, but it isn't. Mars is normally quite low in the sky this time of year, but it stands out as well. It stands out as being really... All the stars and planets look different colours. Stars especially, they look either on the warm side of things or on the cool side of things, depending on what Kelvin they are. So the warmer ones look slightly yellowy orangey, and the cooler ones look that bluey white. So you can tell they're stars, but when you see one which is orangey red, you just know that is Mars. Looks amazing. Yeah, Mrs. Doyle wanted to break away from Mrs. Doyle, so Shameless happened. But she was then riding Frank Gallagher in Shameless. Some of the moons are very small. They don't have to be massive. Mrs. Doyle, she did get her grand danglers out. In Shameless, she was playing the girlfriend of Frank Gallagher. And she ends up riding him like a racehorse. And she doesn't look like Mrs. Doyle in that, I can tell you that. Very attractive lady. But after years of watching Father Ted, you don't want to see Mrs. Doyle's fordubbers, do you? Doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Not only were they acting, apparently the two actors involved were doing lots of rehearsals when they didn't need to as well. So I've been led to believe That's the word on the street, man. Mrs. Doyle is from about 10 minutes away from where your mother's from. Very nice, very nice. Brilliant actress as well. She was also in... Was she in Game Face? Sure she was, wasn't she? Very funny lady. Pauline McLean, if anyone's wondering what her name is. Very good actress. So yeah, Shameless if you want to go and see what all the fuss is about. I think the Chuki's gone knackered again, hasn't it? Do we need to give it a push? Come on. Change, come on, change. There you go. It did listen. There's a blue colour where wherever how hot it gets stays the same. It has some name but you can't remember. It's very profound. I don't know about that. I'll have to look into that. Let us know what it is. It's the weird thing about colours as well, isn't it? You think we've been our mind has been conditioned to think that red or orange is the really hot colours, and yet when you look at from an astrological point of view, white and blue are hotter than red and orange. As you can tell if you ever used a welding torch or something, that isn't red and orange, that is very bluey whitey. You've not watched Shameless? Oh man, very funny. Some very, very good actors have been in it as well over the years. Lots of very good actors. Something like the hue of perpetuity, right? So the colour, the hue of perpetuity. Off to the land of bed, which is super king size, just after having a super king size outside. Gets hotter and hotter, but at some point the colour no longer changes. Ah, right. Yep. Bon nuit, doof. Good night, mate. No worries. Lazy later. That was on before. Kicked it back a track. Yeah. Something's gone on here. We'll move it. Something's gone a bit weird. Something's gone awry. Oh yeah, there we go. London Calling by The Clash. Now you're talking. What an album. What a tune. That's a cover, that man, isn't it? That is a cover. That's you done as well. Ah, no worries, Steve. Good night, mate. Night, Alan. Night, Rubes. Hope you sleep sound, la. Do you know what? I don't think I'm too far off myself either. I'm absolutely exhausted. We'll start clearing the stuff off the screen, I think. That gives us a start, doesn't it? At least. Yeah. I'll go and fix that. Go and put some ice on my knee. Have a nice glass of wine. Why is it always wine? Alcohol free, of course. It is an exodus movement of our people. Alright. Yeah, I need to go and... I also need to go and have a walk. That's the other thing as well, isn't it? I need to walk to the top of the street and back to get my steps in, otherwise I'm knackered. Don't want to miss out. Yeah, so come on, dancing shoes, everyone. Looks weird. Thank you. I do look weird. Get your dancing shoes on, man. Ali's quiet as well. Everyone's knackered, I think. That little bit of heat, that bit of sun today, everyone's got no energy left whatsoever. Anyway, dancing shoes, come on, you've got enough energy to dance, just for the last little bit. Let's do this thing.
Another great night here at the Paris Pause. Folks, go give yourself a round of applause. We've had a good chat and told the odd joke. Now get in our hot tub for a post-string soak.
And that's that.